Your Love. Uh, More known for her big hit Downtown, and then her second big hit Don't Sleep in the Subway, which I think should be played together because you're so excited about Downtown, and then one time, one drink too many and you're sleeping in the subway. It's just how it works. That's how things go. By the way, a terrifying bedtime check turned into a real-life nightmare in a rural Kansas this week. Did you hear about this? On Monday, March 24th, in a home just outside Great Bend, Kansas, a babysitter was tucking children into bed when one of them asked her to check under the bed for a monster. When she did, she came face-to-face with a 27-year-old man hiding there. The suspect, later identified as Martin Villalobos Jr., had previously lived in the house and was legally barred from returning under a court-issued protection from abuse order. He had also posted bond roughly 10 days earlier for charges related to criminal threat and domestic battery. Villalobos fled immediately after the incident. Deputies later spotted him nearby, and after a brief foot chase the next morning, took him into custody. Faces multiple serious charges, including aggravated kidnapping, burglary, battery, child endangerment, obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and violating the protection order. He remains in county jail on a $500,000 bond, all just to be the monster under the bed. Amazing. That is a nightmare, right? Checking under the bed. There's nothing in the closet, right? And then there actually is. There's a small Latino man making breakfast. It's just kind of strange. Anyway, also strange things happen out there. The Czech police, the Czechoslovakian police, the Czech Republic, have said they detained 3 suspects who allegedly treated patients in a fake dental clinic without any licensing or professional training. Who's going there, right? Police in a statement Wednesday said dozens of people visited the clinic after the family of 3 opened it at their home in the town of Havlikov Brod, some 60 miles southeast of Prague 2 years ago. The trio made 4 million Czech koruna, which is about $185,000, before they were detained earlier this month, as people were walking around going like, man, who did your dental work? And make sure I never, ever, 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 ever go there. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to some celebrity birthdays. I believe it's time for that. Maybe a little early, but let's get on with it. Huey Lewis, do you know that guy? He's 75 today. Country keyboardist Charles Venture of River Road is 73. Singer Mark Cohn is 66. Actor Dorian Wilson of The Parkers and Sister Sister is 63. Actor Edie Falco from Nurse Jackie, and of course Tony Soprano's wife, and many things. I see her all the time, it seems like. She's 62 today. Actor Jillian Armanante from Judging Amy. Do you know her? I don't. Well, happy birthday anyway. She's 61. Actor Catherine Irby from Law & Order is 60. Michael Stuhlbarg from Doctor Strange is 57. Rapper RZA, the Jizza, the Fizza of Wu-Tang Clan is 56. Happy birthday, RZA. Singer Joe. Just says Singer Joe. Is there a guy named just Joe? He's 52. Happy birthday, Joe. Drummer Bink Lagerberg of the Cardigans is 52. And rapper Bizarre of D12 turns 49, while rapper Royce, the 5'9" is 48. I'd like to see that show. The opening is Bizarre, followed by a guy who's 5'9" named Rapper. Anyway, that wasn't too bad. Come and stick around while we move on through this beautiful Saturday morning. It's about 7:34 a.m., July the 5th. Don't go anywhere.
Hippie Duck wants to remind everyone to stay active, play safe, and be cool this summer. Even if you don't have access to a swimming pool, there are plenty of other ways to cool off without going near canals. To play it safe, please remember Hippie Duck's rules. Never swim in a canal, never play near canals, and never jump into a canal. If you see someone fall in, get help or call 911. If something drops in accidentally, let it go. Things can always be replaced, but your life can't. Just stay away, and you'll stay alive.
Is it your birthday today? Well, it is for some people. Happy birthday to Alan Bailey, Ron Emery, Letitia Hynite, John Holder, Martha Barron, Ashlyn Breland, Joe Fernandez, Cesar Ahumada, Art Obeso, Josefina Queller, Alma Benavides, Robert Tapia, Scott Dillon, and Andy Diaz. Happy birthday to all of you from all of us here at KXO. Yes, happy birthday. It's the day after July 4th, which was America's birthday. Did you go out and partake in it? I heard all kinds of fireworks last night when, I don't know why I was I had to be here this morning, of course, as I am sitting here now, but I was like, I'll get to bed early and get an early start. And then I was like, no, I won't. I mean, it was going off everywhere. I don't know. I think every single human being on the planet bought some fireworks. That's fine, though. You know, people are having fun. As long as they're not hitting pans like they do on New Year's Eve, whoever started that needs to be slapped. How about some other interesting things before we move on and talk about the news, some local news and some CBS news as well? Did you hear about this in New York? The leaders of a sex-focused women's wellness company that promoted orgasmic meditation have been convicted of federal forced labor charges. Well, that's not good. A Brooklyn jury on Monday found Nicole Dedone, founder of One Taste Incorporated, and Rachel Cherwitz, the California-based company former sales director, guilty after deliberating for at least less than 2 days following a 5-week trial. The two each face up to 20 years in prison, when sentenced later. Prosecutors had argued the two women ran a year-long scheme that groomed adherents, many of their victims of sexual trauma, to do their biting or bidding. They said Dedone, 57, New York, and Cherwitz, 44, of California, used economic, sexual, and psychological abuse, intimidation, and indoctrination to force One Taste members into sexual acts they found uncomfortable and repulsive, such as having sex with prospective investors or clients. Well, that's not good. That's just a pimp. The two told followers the questionable acts were necessary in order to obtain freedom, in quotations, by the way, and enlightenment, and demonstrate their commitment to the organization's principles. Who's buying this? When someone tells me, like, this is congratulations, you've been hired. The first thing I need you to do, I need you to go over there, and I'm like, wait. I'm not doing that. Prosecutors said One Taste leaders also didn't pay promised earnings to the members. They didn't even pay them? Well, that's not even a pimp. And even forced some of them to take out new credit cards to continue taking the company's courses. That's amazing. And also terrible. Who are these people? If you do know these people, Nicole Dedone, and Rachel Cherwitz. Listen, ladies, that's not a very nice thing to do, I want to tell you. Anyway, let's go ahead and try to move on after that fun story. The World in California News headlines are brought to you by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District, delivering real-time updates about the air that you breathe.
CBS News Brief. More than 20 girls are unaccounted for after fast floods swept through their summer camp in Carroll, Texas. Governor Greg Abbott calls it catastrophic.
Little kids off at camp, joyfully excited about the upcoming day to celebrate the 4th of July.
At least 24 people are confirmed dead. President Trump's tax and spending bill has now been signed into law. He did it during a 4th of July celebration at the White House.
It's the triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy.
And actor Julian McMahon has died at the age of 56. He was best known for his roles in Nip Tuck and Charmed. He also played Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four movies.
I've always wanted power. Now I have an unlimited supply.
In a statement his wife shared, he died peacefully this week after a valiant effort to overcome cancer. CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
The Imperial County Air Pollution Control District delivers real-time information about the quality of the air you breathe. Visit the website at apcd.imperialcounty.org to stay informed about air quality around the valley. The website also includes information for upcoming meetings, programs, and there's access to the dust cams set up around the valley. Visit apcd.imperialcounty.org today.
California headline news: 7 people are still missing at a warehouse in the Esparto area, northwest of Sacramento, after Tuesday's explosion at a warehouse storing fireworks. The Yolo County Sheriff's Office confirmed on Friday that it had found human remains at the site. Sienna Ruiz is holding out hope that her boyfriend is still alive.
I still have hope that some way, somehow, he's here, whether he's stuck, whether he's stranded somewhere, whether he has no way of communicating with us. I'm just praying to God.
In Pacoima, a fireworks explosion set multiple homes on fire and killed a man and injured a woman Thursday night. The fireworks had been stored in a home. The Madre fire in San Luis Obispo County is now at more than 70,000 acres, creating smoke that has impacted millions of residents across Southern California. The fire is 10% contained, and there have been evacuations in San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. Mike Salceda, California Headline News.
Well, in California News headlines have been brought to you by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District. Log on to imperialvalleyair.org for real-time information about the air you breathe.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
California Headline News. The Pico Rivera officials are demanding a federal investigation after ICE agents were allegedly seen urinating in a school parking lot. John Contreras is the president of the El Rancho Unified School Board.
Not only did ICE agents unlawfully trespass ERUSD school grounds, but they also did not exercise sound and respectful judgment with the risk of exposing themselves to minors and committing a public offense under California law.
A video of the incident has been placed on YouTube. Mike Salceda, California Headline News.
Dear employer.
My name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Rostovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Donizer. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Let's do page 1 of the local news. This is a service of El Centro Motors, quick lane tire and auto centers with 3 locations to serve you. At El Centro Motors in the Brawley Auto Center at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and at the Imperial Valley Mall. There's been a seizure of fentanyl, a major seizure of fentanyl, one of the San Diego Sector Border Patrol's largest fentanyl seizures to date. That happened recently at the checkpoint between Campo and Pine Valley on Interstate 8. A pickup truck pulling an empty flatbed trailer was sent to the secondary inspection area. A Border Patrol K-9 had alerted to the vehicle. Agents conducted a search, and they located packages concealed in the trailer's frame. A total of 42 bundles were discovered. The bundles contained 128.7 pounds of fentanyl pills with an estimated street value of $758,000. The driver, a Mexican citizen, was placed under arrest. The case was turned over to the San Diego County District Attorney's Office for prosecution. And the Imperial County Board of Supervisors recognized the outgoing president of the Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce. The board honored Cher Cowie for her 2 years of service as president of the Valley-wide organization. The board saluted her leadership, commitment, and passion that strengthened the business community and inspired continued regional collaboration and growth. Cowie stepped down at the end of June. KXO News Time is 7:43.
Here's an idea. When your vehicle is just sitting there, whether it's at work or at home, and it needs service, let our mobile service come to you. Hey, this is Lauren at El Centro Motors. You know, whether it's batteries or brakes or tire rotation or an oil change or pretty much any need that your vehicle has, let us come to you. By utilizing our mobile service, it's easy. Just give us a phone call. We'll get your appointment set. Or if you prefer, you can visit us at one of our 3 conveniently located quick lanes for any and all of your service needs.
And some more news now. For the Imperial Valley Food Bank recently previewed their annual report for 2024. By the numbers, the local food bank distributed over 7,140,000 pounds of food and nearly 6 million meals. Over 34,000 unduplicated number of county residents received food. 1,368 students received weekly backpacks of food. There are 18 employees of the food bank and nearly 6,500 volunteer hours were committed, maybe 65,000, and there's a weird comma there, of volunteer hours were committed by local individuals, organizations, and businesses. The food bank serves Imperial Valley residents from 35 distribution sites. Imperial Valley Food Bank Executive Director Sarah Griffin pointed out that the recent cuts to several federal programs, such as SNAP, will be severely felt in the Imperial County by reducing the food dollars thousands of local families receive monthly. Griffin said that the food bank anticipates having more clients with less food to distribute. The executive director called on local community members to come together and support the local organizations like food banks, shelters, and vital services to continue to bring health and hope to the Imperial Valley. Page 1 of local news has been a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations to serve you. Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you never need an appointment. Stick around. After the break, we'll do some more news.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Stay tuned. It was local news, page 2, brought to you by Burgers and Beer, serving the best burgers in town, with daily lunch specials Monday through Friday and happy hours from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. There's a regular board meeting coming up. A Board of Supervisors regular meeting is Tuesday. The meeting will begin with presentations. The board is expected to declare the month of July as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Mixed Martial Arts Awareness Month in Imperial County. The supervisors will hand out certificates of recognition to the local recipients of the U.S. Small Business Administration's 2025 District Awards. The board is expected to go into closed session with a lengthy agenda. Among the items to be discussed is litigation filed by Comité Civico del Valle and Earthworks against the county. They will discuss anticipated litigation, which may include the lawsuit recently filed by the former clerk of the board. They will also discuss appointing a new human resources director. The afternoon sessions begin at 1 p.m. On the action agenda, the board will consider a 1-year renewal treatment facility agreement between Imperial Manor Skilled Nursing Incorporated and Imperial County Behavioral Services for medical and therapeutic services for the next fiscal year. Public Works will ask the board to approve the engineering report in connection with the levy of assessment for Imperial Center. As far as meetings are concerned, there's another meeting here. It is for the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District, AB 617 Community Steering Committee. There's a couple communities in that copy. A monthly meeting. It will be on Wednesday. It is for El Centro, Heber, Calexico Corridor, and the meeting begins at 5:30 p.m. It is available via Zoom or at the County APCD Facebook page. Spanish interpretation will be available. KXO News Time is about 7:48. Back after this.
Hungry for the best burger in town or an ice-cold beer? Did you know that Burgers and Beer has happy hour every day from 3 to 6? Get drink specials all day like Margarita Monday, Tonic Tuesday, Wine Down Wednesday, and Thirsty Thursday. For July specials, the Patriot is our drink of the month, along with Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Zero bottles for only $4.50. July food specials are La Mexicana Burger and fried vanilla cheese. Burgers and Beer, proudly serving you, your family, and friends since 1985. Open daily starting at 9. Burgers and Beer, for the best burger in town.
Let's go ahead and talk about the weather. Let's go ahead and go to an earlier version of me, and we'll get into what's going on right now. According to the National Weather Service, temperatures warm through the remainder of the weekend, with lower elevation highs hovering around 110 degrees by Sunday, resulting in widespread moderate heat risk. Further warming and generally dry conditions are expected into next week, with highs pushing close to 115 degrees. For today, sunny with a high near 108, calm winds around 5 miles per hour. And for tonight, clear with a low around 79, west winds around 5 miles per hour. And for Sunday, sunny and hot, high near 111, West-northwest winds around 5 miles per hour, and Sunday night's low will be around 80. And for Monday, 111, Tuesday, 111, and suddenly by Wednesday, 116. 116, that's right. And I think on Thursday, 115. So a couple days of lovely weather. Go outside and sit in your sun chairs and get that 3-minute tan you always wanted. Currently, right now, downtown El Centro is 81 degrees. Winds out of the southeast about 5 miles to 7 miles an hour. Nice little breeze, 66% humidity. You're standing in Jacumba, it's 70 degrees. In Nyland, 82 degrees. It is also 82 degrees in Mexicali. And our air quality is pretty good. This local news page 2 brought to you by Burgers and Beer, the place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bring the family or meet your friends at Burgers and Beer. Thank you, Burgers and Beer. I'll be back in a moment.
From coast to coast, this is Goddard's Gold, right here on the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO.
What's your name? Who's your daddy?
Get the gold, Goddard's Gold, Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight, and Sunday morning 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the CIF and the California State Athletic Directors Association.
Sports Time is brought to you by the newly formed Imperial Valley Healthcare District, combining 2 hospitals to better serve you. As far as baseball goes, the Padres had a walk-off. Jake Cronenworth single to right field with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 10th inning to give the Padres a 3-2 win over the Texas Rangers on Friday. Cronenworth's single off Robert Garcia brought in automatic runner Jackson Merrill. Cronenworth raised his right index finger as he rounded first base and was mobbed by teammates near second after his 5th career walk-off hit. Manny Machado was intentionally walked to open the inning, and Luis Arraez struck out. Gavin Sheets singled to center to load the bases. Xander Bogaerts injured himself while swinging, and he was taken out of the game, unfortunately. Bryce Johnson replaced him and then struck out. Thanks, Bryce. Machado, who had 2 hits, reached 1,997 in his career, including a 440-foot solo home run to straightaway center field in the 4th to pull the Padres to 2-1. Machado, elected the National League starting third baseman for the All-Star game, has 356 career home runs. And the other side of the dial for us here, the Dodgers, who did not have a good day. Jose Altuve homered twice while reaching base 5 times and being booed by the Dodger fans at driving in 5 runs as the Astros routed the Dodgers 18-1. That's right, 18-1 on Friday night in the series opener of a matchup between division leaders. The defending series champion Dodgers were held to 5 hits and Will Smith's solar home run in the team's worst loss in Dodger Stadium history. The American League West leading Astros scored 10 runs in the 6th, highlighted by Victor Caratini's grand slam and Altuve's 3-run shot. It was the most runs given up by an inning by the Dodgers since April 23rd, 1999, when they allowed 11 to the St. Louis Cardinals. Houston's Lance McCullers Jr. gets the win, allowed only 1 run and 4 hits in 6 innings. His second start since returning from a sprained right foot. He struck out only 4. That's not regret, but anyway, sports time, 7:53 a.m. Be back after this.
Big changes are happening in Imperial Valley. The newly formed Imperial Valley Healthcare District is paving the way for a healthier future. By uniting El Centro Regional Medical Center and Pioneers Memorial Hospital, we're creating a stronger, more connected healthcare system, one that's built to serve you. Together, we're expanding services, strengthening care, and building a sustainable future for all residents of Imperial Valley. The Imperial Valley Healthcare District. Stronger together. Healthier tomorrow.
And more sports here. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark will miss her 5th straight game with a left groin injury after the team ruled her out of Saturday's matchup against the Los Angeles Sparks. It will be the 9th regular season game missed by Clark and 10th overall, including the Commissioner's Cup final. She set out 5 games earlier in the season because of a left quad strain and had returned to appear in 5 games before the groin injury. Before this year, Clark hadn't missed time across her collegiate or professional careers. Sports Time has been brought to you by the newly formed Imperial Valley Healthcare District, stronger together and paving the way for a healthy future.
What's this here, Sonova?
The 60s and 70s await you again during a time trip back to the 20th century. The American Hit List is the show that takes you there, and I'll be your guide. This is Machine Gun Kelly. Join me for the adventure right here.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Tune in to Machine Gun Kelly, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on AM 1230 KXO.
Today's financial news is brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company that protects you, your home, business, or construction site 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Now, of course, yesterday was a holiday, so there was no the markets weren't open, but I did pull up some interesting mid-year outlook stuff for our discussion of the markets. The key takeaways: despite volatility, stock markets finished the first half at all-time highs, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are both higher by over 6% year-to-date. Policy uncertainty could resurface in the near term as we approach the July 9th expiration of the 90-day tariff pause. However, we believe the fundamental backdrop remains supportive in equity markets. And the third key takeaway is the Fed easing cycle is likely to resume this fall, but deficit concerns could keep Treasury yields range-bound in the second half. We see value in the 7 to 10-year maturity space for U.S. investment-grade bonds. The first half of 2025 provided plenty of twists and turns for investors, with policy shifts driving a near 20% decline in the S&P 500 before de-escalating trade tensions, along with resilient economic data, propelled the S&P 500 to a new all-time high before the end of June. With the second half of the year likely to bring its own share of uncertainties, we highlight three key schemes and corresponding portfolio opportunities to help investors navigate the second half. Are you ready for this? Number one, slower growth, same direction. The first half of 2025 was marked by policy uncertainty as the U.S. announced sweeping tariffs in early April that threatened to raise the effective tariff rate from 2.3% at the end of 2024 to over 25%, fueling recession concerns. A subsequent easing of trade tensions has left the effective tariff rate at approximately 15%, with the potential for further declines depending on the outcome of ongoing trade negotiations ahead of next week's expiration of the 90-day tariff pause on July the 9th. And number two, although tariff rates have declined in the past weeks, they remain a central focus of the U.S. administration's agenda and are poised to rise significantly compared with previous years. While inflation has begun has been contained thus far, we expect the impact of tariffs to surface in the form of higher prices during the second half as companies draw down inventories and likely pass on part of the cost to the consumers. Finally, the upshot is that economic data has proven resilient, supported by a healthy, albeit easing labor market. This resilience was on display in last week's jobs data, with non-farm payrolls rising by 147,000 in June, above expectations for a 118,000 gain. Additionally, the unemployment rate fell to 4.1%. It's pretty low, while initial jobless claims fell to a 6-week low of 233,000 applications, I guess is what they're trying to say. It's not bad considering everything is okay at the halfway mark, and we'll talk about some more in a minute.
Southwest Security has been protecting properties 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right here in the Imperial Valley and Coachella Valley. The mission has always been to protect your property, whether it's your home, business, or construction site. Your satisfaction is their number one priority. Make that phone call today to protect your property by calling Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 760-970-4500. And don't forget about Southwest Postal, your one-stop shipping center. Plus, they offer you 24-hour mailbox rental located at the corner of Heil and 4th Street in El Centro.
And let's go ahead and revisit our weather just real quickly in case you missed it. Today is sunny with a high near 108. Currently it's about 82 degrees. Calm winds becoming southeast around 5 miles per hour. And for tonight, clear with a low around 79. West winds around 5 miles per hour. For Sunday, sunny and hot, high near 111, a low of 80. And by Monday, sunny and hot with a high near 111, it's low of 82. Keep in mind, as the week does progress, not a lot of wind to speak of. Occasional breeze of maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe. But mostly it's all about just the heat. Wednesday is 116, and then Thursday 115, and Friday 113. Our air quality around the valley is pretty good. Brawley has a little bit of a yellow, but everybody else is really, really low, which is deep dark green, which is fantastic. So go outside and take a deep breath and enjoy the fact that it's not burning your nostrils yet. This financial news and weather update has been brought to you by Southwest Security and Southwest Postal Service, the only postal box service offering 24-hour-a-day, 365 days a year service. A Southwest Postal at 4th and Higham in El Centro.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being... Sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in California at highschoolofficials.com.
This is Imperial Valley, AM 1230, KXO El Centro.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. It's an agonizing, heartbreaking weekend for the parents of 23 girls missing from a sleepaway summer camp near San Antonio after flash flooding. At least 24 bodies were recovered yesterday. CBS's Jason Allen says rescuers aren't giving up.
This is still being called an active rescue mission. There have been helicopter teams and boat teams going up the Guadalupe River. They're having to sort through, work around these huge piles of debris, and they have even been scanning the treetops, looking for people who may still be waiting to be rescued.
The river rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. More rain is in the forecast today, with the potential for pockets of heavy downpours. Tropical storm Chantal has formed off the coast of the Carolinas. Stand by for more tariff-related uncertainty. A preview from CBS's Willie James Inman at the White House.
The president says he could send up to 12 letters to different nations on Monday, notifying them of the new tariff rate on their goods. The White House faces a self-imposed deadline of Wednesday to negotiate dozens of trade deals.
We learned yesterday that Hamas has responded to the latest truce proposal for Gaza in a, quote, positive spirit. But as CBS's Deborah Patta reports today from Jerusalem, that doesn't mean it's a done deal.
Challenges remain. Hamas has said they want aid to be delivered by the United Nations and its partners exclusively, and for the controversial GHF to be shut down. And guarantees from the U.S. that negotiations for an end to the war would begin immediately, while Netanyahu has ruled out ending the war until all the hostages are freed and the military and governing capability of Hamas has been destroyed.
2 people were shot and killed early this morning in downtown Indianapolis. 6 others were injured and are in the hospital. A disgusted police chief, Chris Bailey.
This kind of violence, whether downtown or any of our neighborhoods, is completely unacceptable and unnecessary. And parents and guardians have got to step up.
One of the dead was a minor. Before the shooting, police made at least 20 arrests and found weapons on 2 juveniles. If you're eating poorly while you're pregnant, your child could pay for it with their health. Details from CBS News correspondent Michael George.
A study published by the British Medical Journal looked at expectant mothers who ate inflammatory foods like red and processed meat, sugary drinks, and deep-fried foods, and found that a diet heavy in these foods can raise the risk of a child developing type 1 diabetes by as much as 16%.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really? Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying 4 days. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid for 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
What state is ranked number 1 for retirement? It probably won't surprise you to know it's Florida, but number 2 on the list likely will.
For a growing number of Americans, part of the travel experience is not just to visit a new location on a vacation, but test driving that destination as their best possible place to retire. The metrics? Low taxes, great health care, low crime rates, and affordable cost of living. And the U.S. state ranked best for retirement? Once again, it's Florida, followed by Minnesota, Colorado, and Wyoming. One other reason Florida earned the best state to retire title, at least for the children of seniors thinking of moving there, it also has no estate or inheritance taxes. Peter Greenberg, travel editor, CBS News.
50 years ago today, July 5th, 1975, Arthur Ashe became the first and still the only black man to win a Wimbledon singles title, defeating Jimmy Connors. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
It's Aaron Atadero on AM 1230.
Hey, Aaron. Where is Aaron right now? Why didn't you answer me the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
AM 1230, the best oldies on the radio.
1230, KXO.